I've seen them come, I've watched them go, watched them rise, witnessed it and watched them blow. Watched them all blossom and watched them grow. Watched the lawsuits when they lost the dough.
Hello, and welcome to Who Watches Watching the Detectives, a weekly podcast which is unlike any other on the internet.
Don't even think that it's like any other, because it isn't.
It's not.
Hey, listener, do you remember when I gave you $5 not to look into it? Keep not doing that.
I'm gonna need that $5 back.
My name is Eleanor.
My name, it's Summer.
I'm having a lapse.
Your name is Grace.
I'm just kidding. It was a joke. My name's Grace.
And we've set out to watch the 2007 romantic comedy, Watching the Detectives 100 times. This is week 14. And if you didn't know that, you can't read.
13.
13? I
13.
really wanted to be 14.
You can't read.
I want to jump
Unlucky.
ahead so fucking badly.
I don't think anyone will notice if we just skip a couple dozen.
I think they'll notice at the end.
How is everybody doing this week? I don't think we're doing good.
This was a dark week for all of us.
Yeah, this is not a good
A
week.
really dark week.
That's so sad.
I feel like the week after we do a group watch is like hell.
Because we're going back to the mines.
Yeah.
I brought back the notebook for
Oh,
this one. My
Jesus.
first note is, the agony is truly setting in. That's what's written.
Well, it's about time, so.
The only thing I could think about all week is this is the last week before I get on antidepressants. So I'm really curious on how that's gonna curb my viewing experience.
What if you lose your sparkle?
Oh, fuck. Next week is also the first or the second Salacious 7.
Oh shit.
Oh my god, I thought we decided Salacious 7 was ending in 7, not multiples of 7.
But we get to have more Salacious 7s if it's a multiple instead of an ending in 7.
You're so right,
I don't like to say Salacious 14 though.
Yeah, that just doesn't have a ring to it. And I can't afford booze, Eleanor. I can't afford it.
Okay, fine. We'll put off.
We'll come back.
We'll have no relief to our suffering for another 3 days.
Like, yeah. 3 weeks.
Next month, we can get drunk.
It's so fucked up. I really don't like that.
Next drunk we go crazy.
I have to express my frustration in having it not be a multiple of 7 because I really need it.
I mean, you can get drunk outside of the podcast.
No.
I'm not, like, controlling your whole life.
No. I got water here.
The Jambeson is away.
Mm-hmm.
We're clear-headed.
I've been looking for Jambeson.
You haven't seen Jambeson?
Well, I've seen Jambeson, but the one drink I was telling you about, the canned one, I keep looking for it in preparation for Salacious 7. I can't find it.
The last time I went to the liquor store, an old man looked at me really suspiciously the whole time. And, I'm glad I look so youthful, but I don't want to be interrogated.
What is this child doing in the
What is
liquor
this
store?
Little baby doing unattended in this alcohol store?
Yeah, I can legally drink, and I have been able to for years now. Every time I go to buy alcohol, I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna fucking kill me. They're gonna shoot me dead. I'm not supposed to be here. Nothing ever happens.
I don't like the taste of alcohol. I've decided I'm gonna do shots on Salacious 17.
Yes.
Oh my god. I'm undecided on if I'm gonna drink or not.
It's okay, you can take the edible that makes you mad.
I can take I feel like the edible that makes me angry would make this such an interest, but then we have to do it like
What would be the difference?
fresh
Because you
after
get
watching.
so pissed at me every single week.
Well, that's just you. That's just you.
We should probably talk about the movie.
This week, I accidentally watched a different version than I usually do, and it was censored.
Yes, you experienced the Eleanor. Also, dear members of the community, I have bad news. I have seen every upload of Watching the Detectives on YouTube. There are no more new.
No. No.
And Eleanor wept, for there were no new lands to conquer.
This is so the sun has finally set on the Watching the Detectives empire.
I have to go
This
back.
was gonna last you months. This was supposed to keep you until the end.
It lasted me 7
This was
weeks.
supposed to be your bit.
It's done. It's over.
Do you have a
It's
new
over.
bit or
Maybe next week. That is part of my depression this week.
bit cancellation depression?
I know we're a little late, but does anyone have any housekeeping?
I have some housekeeping.
No, not really. I
I
don't
have
even
some
remember what we did
housekeeping.
last week.
I have
was like,
housekeeping.
Elucidate me, Eleanor.
I have housekeeping.
Elucidate!
You two are both absolutely fucking insane. In the text of the movie, that is an actual robbery that they commit.
Yes.
It is. Last week, both of you tried to convince me that it was all an elaborate bit, that a hoax perpetrated by Lucy Liu,
I abstain.
and that Neil didn't actually steal any money. And I refuse. I'm so mad. I am mad to this day.
Stay mad.
No, they definitely stole money. See, it's complex because they are paid actors, but she also robbed them.
No, because last week you said that Andy and Glenn weren't paid actors. What the fuck are you doing to me?
I have retrograde amnesia. You're not allowed to make fun of me.
I was told that the act of me looking out new experiences and finding new uploads of this movie would drive me insane.
And it did.
But the only thing driving me insane are you two trying to gaslight me.
I love gaslighting you. It's my favorite thing. You can't take it from me.
I abstain entirely.
You will abstain from nothing.
You
Get in here.
Get in
Nope.
here. You
Nope.
will face
Nope.
the facts.
Nope.
You will pay for the crimes you committed. I am so mad.
Nope.
They are both. They're Schrodinger's actors. Where unless you ask Paul, they both are and are not actors.
Nope.
Unbelievable. Unfucking believable.
Paul has to open that box for us.
Also, I want to ask Paul if Lucian is intended to be read as Sherlock Holmes, because I know he is.
No, I think that is actually psychosis.
I want to ask Paul if Lucian was written to be gay.
I
And-
Or
have
if
one
he's just like
question.
that.
Is he supposed to have a piss fetish?
You know, now while we're asking Paul questions, I do have a question.
Okay.
Why? Why?
Why?
Any clarifying remarks on that,
No.
or?
Just
Paul,
why?
why?
Oh, you know, I actually have been thinking about this. I don't believe this movie has a rating. I think it's unrated.
No, we know this.
It was never officially released.
Why do they not swear?
They do swear all the time.
They do swear a lot.
But specifically, like,
Shit and bricks.
I'm still caught up on bawling, man.
Trojan whores.
I think Paul just wanted to throw in a little extra spice into the vocabulary.
Because there's you could just say fuck. You've done it before. I know you
Yeah,
have.
but don't we learn so much about who Violet is as a person by
This
the
is
fact that
very
she
true.
uses 50s slang?
No, you're so true. Never mind. I'm walking it back.
Yeah, that's right. Walk it back.
I like how you walked that back, but you refused to walk back the fact that you tried to gaslight me over whether or not this was an actual robbery.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not touching that with the 10-foot pole, actually.
I didn't watch last week's episode before we recorded, and I have absolutely no recollection of
No.
what I said.
Literally none.
I leave the recording, and I forget everything. I'm Men in Black, brain wiped.
I enter like a fugue state when we start to record.
I can't believe this.
It's a different person.
I can't believe this.
I let my tulpa take power over my body.
This is the Tulpa cast.
You guys, you hate me so much.
Anyway, I said to my beautiful co-hosts that I have something for this episode.
Yes.
And I do.
It's like Christmas every day.
Sorry, all my audio listeners. It's another visual segment.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I love a visual segment.
If you're an audio-only listener, fuck you.
Is this a fucking PowerPoint?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't add transitions into the PowerPoint. I'm so sorry.
Fuck, then what's even the point?
I just thought it would be nice.
It's okay, it's okay.
Welcome to my PowerPoint presentation.
Yay.
Watching the detectives as Animal Crossing New Horizons villagers.
Yes. Yes.
An illuminating presentation by me, one of the minds behind Whoa What to Do.
Whoa,
Yeah.
you could have put your name.
Yeah.
Take credit, Summer.
It's me, Summer. That's the
I'm
one.
sorry. There we go.
Because Grace and I, we played Animal Crossing last night, and now I can't stop thinking about it.
Well, for the last 2 days.
Yeah, I was gonna say to you today when we got on that we should build a video store.
Oh my god, that's such a good idea.
But I don't know how we would do it. is the problem. We can get into that later.
Let me begin post
I'm
haste.
so excited.
Neil is ace. He's a jock type,
Mhm.
aka softball. This was the most difficult. I did them out of order. I wanted Neil to be first, obviously, because he's the main character. But he's the one that I decided on last.
Okay.
But this guy looks like he could be easily swindled, and that he would look good in a pawn show. And I think those are kind of the two key characteristics of Neil.
Yes, absolutely. If I had to boil down Neil, it's gullible and wears a poncho.
Violet is Pashmina.
I
There
love
is a
Pashmina.
villager named Violet, but she is ugly. Pashmina is not ugly. She's so cool, and I like her sweater, and she looks like she walks through graveyards and deeply ponders and will steal $50 from you.
I believe that. I love Pashmina. I think she was on my island when I got the game.
I can see this one as well.
Next we have Lucian.
I hate this
Raymond.
fucking guy.
He wears glasses. He is gay and mean. Look at him.
Is this why you wanted to know if Lucian was intended to be gay?
Oh, I know he is gay. I just don't know if he was intended to be
Oh, we
gay.
know.
I see. Okay.
Jonathan is punchy.
Oh,
Look at that face.
you're hitting like all my
This
favorites.
is a man who knows psychology terms and just throws them around. He's not a jock, which is why he's bad at basketball.
True.
He's lazy, he wants pizza, but he will watch.
I will.
Then yes, I will watch.
Punchy's a banger.
Well-dressed man is Beardo.
Yeah.
Beard.
Beard. Obviously.
Denise is Kitty. Kitty is a snooty type, which of course we know Denise is.
Uh-huh.
Head a little bit empty, but we love her anyway. This is Bergman? The imagery!
So powerful. What a cheese.
Chad is Chatter.
I don't think so.
No, this is
No,
absolutely right.
I feel like Chad is like a jock.
Look at him.
I'm pretty sure Chatter is Smug.
Yeah.
Smug, which he is.
That's
We
true.
don't know how Chad feels about cheese,
I was like,
but it is presumably positive.
Chatter is my most favorite villager, so I'm just very protective of him.
I thought you loved Chad.
I do like Chad.
Tony and Rick. Tony is Roscoe, a dark horse. Not again, Tony. Rick is Eugene, the smug koala.
I tried.
I tried.
Banger.
Tell us about the girl.
The big bald Polish man is Kurt. Look at this. This is clearly where his head was hit by the videotape.
Absolutely.
He's cranky and he's big and bald.
Yeah, okay.
Marsha, Buddy, and
Who the
Emerson.
fuck is that? Who is that? Sorry.
Marsha.
I don't mean to interrupt you. Who the fuck is that? I've never seen him before in my life.
That's because, well, we gotta go in order.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
sorry.
You're getting ahead of us.
Marsha is Maddie, the peppy dog,
Uh-huh.
because Marsha is the nicest, most delightful person in the world.
Slay.
Buddy is Cody. I don't know why. I just saw him and I was like, that's Buddy.
No, so true.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right.
Emerson is Holden, a jock like his papa.
Mhm.
This character you may not recognize because
No.
he's not in New Horizons.
No.
He's in New Leaf, and you can't have him on your island either. He stays in an RV.
I played New Leaf. I've
Small.
never seen him before in my
He
life.
was a New Leaf. I think he was an amiibo thing. I don't know. I've only ever played New Horizons because
Yeah.
I'm a hashtag new gen, hashtag fake fan,
No,
hashtag.
he has a glue
cringe.
themed RV. Sorry, I'm really invested in this.
Glenn and Andy.
Yep.
Glenn is Drake. He's lazy. He's cooling himself. He's washing down. He's hot. And Andy is Rasher. He's cranky. He has killed, and he will kill again.
Absolutely.
That's the end of my presentation. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was very, very good. Can I give you some information on Holden that only I will care about?
No.
Okay.
I would love to know.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you anyway.
You want to know what I want to know?
No, I don't. Can I talk about this glue hamster, please? He's
No.
glue themed.
No, I want to know.
He's
I want to know
glue
what your one
themed.
true pair of watching the detectives is this week.
Oh, I had one. Fuck. No, it was a good one. Come back. Go to Summer.
Okay, Summer.
My one true pair of the week is Denise and the bucket of water that was thrown on her.
Ooh, a
that's
toxic love affair.
I'm not into it. Justice. I think we're
Getting
too
spicy
mean.
this
We're
week.
too mean to Denise. Justice for Denise.
This is a pair I can get behind. I know Grace is once again
I'm sorry.
a hater of love.
I'm. It's not love. I hate to be the contrarian, but I can't stand by those.
Grace, since you hate love so much, but you say you're not, so clearly you must have a more accurate or a truer pair.
Yeah, one up me, Grace.
I'm not going to. is
Talk
the-
that talk.
It's not.
Back that shit up, Manny Fresh.
You've got to back walk the smack talk.
Mm-hmm. I'm scared. I spend this podcast in a constant state of panic. At any moment I'm alert.
And yet, you're not ready for the segment.
No, I'm
Yeah.
never ever ready. I'm alert, but I'm not ready.
Like a deer in headlights.
Yeah, yeah.
Eleanor, what's your one true pairing of
My
the week?
one true pair this week is the Barefoot Theater guy and his Jerry Lewis movie. Not Jerry Lee Lewis, he's a different guy. Jerry Lewis movies.
Barefoot theater guys. Yeah.
Barefoot Theater guy and Jerry Lee Lewis. Nope, did it again. Can't help myself.
All right. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you holding on
No,
to
we're not
something?
ready now.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right. I'm sorry.
Summer, what do you think of my pair this week?
I think it's really good because it's so clear the depth of love that Barefoot Theater Guy has for Jerry
He
Lewis
can't
movie.
contain it.
He really can't. It's really beautiful, honestly.
He shares it with the whole world. And I truly, that's why I am such a believer in this relationship. Because he can't help but share the love with the whole world.
That's so
That's
beautiful.
Really, truly.
I don't
something.
think anyone could have a better relationship than that, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Well, we'll see because we've got a guy here.
I've never said
Who's
that it
very
was going to
vocal.
be better. I don't think anything.
He disapproves of every relationship we bring up. So, I mean, he's clearly got a better idea of what.
We've got a naysayer in the audience.
I don't
so
think
Grace,
anything.
you better be whinnying.
I don't think anything is ever gonna beat Emerson and his sunglasses.
Okay, but
That's not it.
you're living in the past.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I think that's like as good as I get. Even this week, my OTP, my one true pair is Rick Namakis and Hot for Teacher by Van Halen.
You know what, Grace? That was gonna be my one true pair, but then I saw your letterbox review and I was like,
You saw
damn.
it coming a mile away. Isn't it beautiful?
Uh-huh.
I think your pair is toxic, Grace.
Right, because he kills himself at the end.
Romeo and
It's
Juliet.
When Barefoot Theater Guy and Jerry Lewis movies, that's passion, right? But Rick Niamakis,
That's a flame that will burn out quickly.
It does. We watch it.
But Bald, Barefoot Theater Guy, and Jerry Lewis movie? That's a love that lasts forever, Grace.
I did not
lasts a lifetime.
Can I say, for the record, I didn't disagree with you. I agreed with you both completely on Bald Theater Guy and Jerry Lewis movie.
Denise and Bucket of Water? You just don't understand.
You don't get it.
No, I don't. You're so right.
You don't understand the toxic will they, won't they, the allure.
I don't. No, you're so.
It's enemies to lovers is what it is. Because it's it's such a powerful love affair that it breaks up Denise and Neil.
Exactly. She's still thinking about it even when she's with Chad.
Literally.
Bucket of Water is the only thing on her mind.
Cause Chad, when he meets Neil, he doesn't say, "Oh, the movie guy." No, he says, "Oh, the guy who had the waiter throw the bucket of water on you."
I'm gonna.
She's living in the past. She can't let herself move forward from her relationship with Bucket of Water.
It was that powerful, that all-encompassing. It consumed her mind completely. And you said, "I don't know if I like this. This is toxic. I don't approve."
I just work here, man.
Really? What do you do?
I don't know.
Speaking of working here, does Jonathan work at the video store and run the bar?
No, I think he just shows up. I don't think he actually works there.
I think he's just friends with Lucian and Neil. I don't think he works there.
Cause I don't know. He's like behind the counter. He's in charge of the TV remote in the beginning.
Yeah, but we never see him. Like, we see Lucian working the desk, right? And checking people out. But we never see Jonathan back there.
If he's not working, why does he go in to serve a customer in the basketball scene?
You're so right. You're so right. He must work there. Maybe it's like part-time?
Yeah, so that's the only time we ever see him work there. Because
The bar wouldn't be open during the daytime.
That's
Right.
true.
It's just he's such a busy man.
We do see him messing with the movies, but I don't know if he's like stalking them or not.
We never said he was good at his job, just that he works there.
True, truly.
I tried to do a Killian gets slapped tally for this watch, but then I got distracted with my PowerPoint. I did get to 4 slaps, but there's definitely at least one more.
I was like, I'm gonna put, you have 4, I'm gonna put my money on 6.
I can't think of a single time he gets slapped. I'm gonna be so real.
I'm being very liberal in my definition of slap.
I'm really racking my brain. I just saw this movie.
Yeah, actually,
I mean, he gets pushed.
he gets pushed. He gets jump scared.
Do you count the scene where Violet like pushes him away with her foot?
Yeah, that's slap 2.
That's not a slap.
Or nope,
It's a kick.
that's slap 4.
That's still not a slap.
Kick is this is really just the Killian gets physically abused
I was
checklist.
like, that's a better
the
name
tally.
for it.
I think that's a better name, yeah.
Your first name was misleading.
We have the DVD double slap
Right.
DVD
in the
double
beginning.
slap.
When she agrees to go on a date, she
Yes,
slaps him on the
yes.
shoulder.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
When she's helping him over the fence, she slaps his ass.
Yep.
And there's the post basketball foot shove.
Yep.
Not counted anything after that, because then I got distracted. I do note she also like pushes him after she gives him the phone number.
Interesting.
I think, yeah.
We're gonna have to do more research on this, I think.
We'll get back in.
But that's enough about my watch. I want to know what my co-hosts got up to this week.
I was watching this movie and my phone was calling out to me like the Green Goblin mask.
And did you put on the Green Goblin mask?
Yes.
Oh my
I
god!
saw you liking tweets.
I blew up Aunt May.
I saw you
blew up
skateboarding through the
Aunt May.
air.
It's crazy. I think I'm the only one of us depraved enough to actually play Subway Surfers while doing something.
Spider-Man. Oh, that was a good Will Osborne.
Oh, you were
Holy shit.
Yeah. You got like possessed for a minute. And then I also realized that you were not talking about skateboarding through the air playing Subway Surfers like a hoverboard. You were talking about the Green Goblin.
It's not a skateboard, but he has like a board that he rides
No,
through
it's
the air.
his little
Yeah.
skateboard. No, I
It's
know
like a
exactly what you're
surfboard,
talking
yeah.
about. I was just so caught up on the phone thing. Which, for the record, I did not Subway Surf this week.
That's good.
I didn't
Yeah.
go on my phone. I was on my computer working on the PowerPoint.
Mm-hmm. I have thought about multiple times while editing. I thought about putting the movie on while I edit.
I've thought about this is like the most like torturous way I think to watch is I had it on my PC on my second monitor, which I use like if we're watching a movie together, I'll put Discord on that monitor and the movie on my main monitor.
Right.
So I put it on my secondary monitor, and then I didn't have anything going on my first monitor. And I will say I'm very proud of myself. I didn't do anything.
Just sitting there with your head craned to the left.
Yeah. Kind of a nightmare, but also great. But also I had a terrible time.
This is why I keep creating things
To
to show
do?
you, because it gives me something to do during the movie that isn't watch the movie.
Next week I write fan fiction during the movie.
Please. I was definitely watching during the first 30 minutes, and then I got distracted.
This is why I think we need to watch it as a group. Everybody all together.
Group watches, yeah.
You underestimate my ability to go on my phone while I'm talking to you guys.
I'm tweeting right now.
I'm tweeting right now. I would love to watch more of the movies he mentions, or just like referenced in.
Yeah, we
The
need. I mean,
movie.
obviously, we need to see City of Lost Children.
Casino.
Yeah, Delicatessen.
I just want to know, and like, oh god, what's the movie? You're just not enough like.
Oh, Catherine. is
Butch
it Catherine?
Cassidy and the
Yeah.
Sundance Kid.
I want to watch Butch Cassidy.
I need to know.
Paul
I need to watch the
Newman?
movie so I know.
That's Paul Newman, yeah. The salad guy?
Yep.
Newman.
The neighbor guy?
I
Hello,
noticed something
Newman.
that I had not noticed before in this watch, which is something I
Always
didn't think I would do
horrifying.
13 watches in. As Killian
That's the power of watching a movie.
as Killian is doing his pre-date grooming ritual, I think we were also blinded by his disgusting behavior with the mouthwash bottle that we never realized he's just clipping his nails and they're falling onto the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what's worse, is the thing.
Maybe he vacuums.
I'm assuming he vacuums, but also probably not. But, like, that's the question, is, like, what's worse in that scenario? Because for me,
Well,
it's still the mouthwash thing.
The thing is, I don't think he has to worry about that.
Oh my god.
Do you not you like do it over a
No, you know.
over a bin?
No, I know. I'm not saying that this is me personally. I'm saying that I think the mouthwash thing is still more egregious. I don't know, though. They're both really awful.
It is pretty bad. The mouthwash is definitely worse. I never realized the nail clipping before, and it really irked me this watch.
And then I do, Eleanor, you know what? I'll entertain you and your hotel room theory. If he's just openly clipping his nails into a hotel room, I think that's like infinitely worse
That's
because
so
that's
much
not
worse.
his space. That's like such an asshole thing to do.
Yeah, but they vacuum.
I don't care if they vacuum.
Not
I think
as
it's
thoroughly as you would
Yeah.
ever think.
and this isn't about the hotel. This is about him and how that looks on him. If it was a hotel, which it is not.
When I go to a hotel, I'm not like, well, they're gonna clean it, so I guess I'll just smear shit all over the walls.
It's awful.
Yeah, but you're not
So
Neil.
Awful. And you know what? Thank God for that.
That's why they didn't show the bathroom, is because he shit all over it.
I hate.
I hate.
What? Did you guys hear that?
No.
Oh my god, no.
No.
It can't be already.
Wait. No, I'm okay with this actually.
Bum, bum,
Da
bum,
da
bum, bum,
da da
Yay!
bum, bum, bum,
da
bum,
da
bum.
da da da
Yeah! Woo! I gotta get my own
da da
like
da da.
Sequel
Seekers.
sequel sleuths.
Da da
Sorry.
da da da.
Longtime viewers, you'll know that this is the section where we pitch our own sequels to this movie.
For the longtime viewers, you know this is the section where everything goes off the rail.
This is the section that Grace panics before realizing that she doesn't have to pitch
Yeah,
the
it's
sequel
not
this
my
week.
yeah. That is not my job.
Do we know who it is?
Why, Eleanor, this is your week.
What? Oh God, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Oh, I know. My sequel this week takes place directly after the end of the movie.
Oh.
And by directly, I mean seconds later. We cut to Lucian and Jonathan running the store. And actually, we just kind of followed their life for a little while. When they realized that they can't contact Neil at all.
Oh, this is exciting.
They confer with Marcia and Buddy, and they realize that Marcia and Buddy haven't heard from Neil either. They're so confused. What happened? And they start to think, well, maybe Violet has something to do with it. And so they go over to Neil's house, and they see the window open.
If this involves Lucian being Sherlock, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Yeah, if this is what this is, I'm walking out. You need to tell us right now, and we'll play the outro. Eleanor, I respect you very greatly. You're such a creative person.
Eleanor, I love you so deeply. But please
You
say
gotta
it ain't
leave this
so.
shit last week, man.
And
No.
it's revealed that 4 days into their trip to Graceland,
Mm-hmm.
Neil and Violet get kidnapped by the giant Polish man.
Sure.
Oh my god.
Okay.
And the four of them have to team up to track down
No.
and rescue
Yep.
them from the Polish man,
Uh-huh.
but from Mr. Brodka,
Yeah.
as he has Violet, he intends to marry Violet before
Sure.
Neil can.
Oh my
This
god.
is like a fucking Mario plot.
and he's
Yeah.
he's got
Bowser comes in.
Neil
Polish
in
Bowser.
a basement. And Neil, of course, he's gonna meet somebody new. Now, I don't have who this person
What?
is. We have a new character introduced, but he's also a victim of Mr. Brodka, and they team up together to
It's
escape.
Luigi.
I was like, yeah,
It's yeah, it's his Canadian brother-in-law.
of course, yes.
Brother-in-law.
Yeah, he has a sibling, but I listen. The whole Canadian family.
A whole Canadian family. It's really
of
wonderful.
Swedish immigrants.
Right, yes. This is from your
And so-
interconnected
Yeah,
WTDCU.
yeah, of course. And then yeah, and so it's Jonathan and Lucian and Marcia and Buddy and Emerson.
Of course.
They go on a road trip to hunt down and rescue Neil and Violet, and they track them down using Lucian's movie investigation skills,
I'm sure.
Really?
because
Really?
Lucian's watched a lot of detective movies.
I'm sure.
Really? Not Jonathan? I'm sure he's watched the same amount of movies.
Yeah, but Jonathan is he drinks too much.
Does he ever drink in the movie?
Well, he works at a bar.
I think that's a nasty stereotype, Eleanor.
Does Lucian, just asking, for some clarification, does Lucian have any like costume pieces we should know about?
Well, he has
Please say he left his pipe at home.
Any hats?
well,
or...
see, Lucian actually does part-time work because you see, we know he works he's a film student.
Or
And part of
was.
his graduate program is or was he's a grad student now,
Yeah.
but he was doing photography development.
Oh,
And
okay.
then he was doing as his graduate program, he was editing an entire film filmed on classical film, like classic film.
Yeah. Okay.
So he has to have real precise work, splicing together these
Uh-huh,
reels.
uh-huh.
So
yeah.
he uses a Fresnel lens to magnify
What is
the
this?
image.
Some kind of magnifying glass?
Well, it's made of plastic, but yes, it does magnify the image, and he uses that to look for clues.
Really?
And actually,
But not,
Jonathan,
not Marcia? Marcia's not looking for clues?
well, Marcia actually does. You have stumbled a little ahead of the plot here,
I see. I
but-
see.
but let me please.
No,
let me get
sure.
to what I was getting at.
Sure.
So Jonathan actually has a history. He used to go hunting with his father back in the day.
Okay.
And since they were going down to Graceland, he doesn't really know geography that well. And so he
Okay.
thought that they might be going up north to see Canada on the way to visit Neil's
Right.
family.
Okay.
And so he brought some clothes that would keep the party warm.
Sure. Could you
And this
Really?
includes
could you describe these clothes for us, Eleanor?
so he's really mostly concerned about his dear friend Lucian.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows
Right.
Lucian really likes his hair gel, and he thought that maybe the wind chill on the gel would cool down his head. So he has Lucian wear a hat with some flaps that he can use to cover his ears that he got
And
while
when-
hunting with his father.
At what point in the story does Jonathan develop a psychosomatic limp?
Well, so it's not psychosomatic. The car breaks down, and Jonathan hurts himself while trying to replace the flat tire.
I think, may I suggest something that I think that you're, I would like to suggest, actually, you could salvage this, Eleanor.
Okay.
Really, really quite simply, you could salvage this by making this a 2000s talking baby movie where Emerson is Sherlock Holmes, actually.
Nobody's Sherlock Holmes. I don't know where you got that from.
Okay, where Emerson is the detective with a hat and flaps.
Emerson is
I'm
a
just-
baby. You're insane. You're on crack.
I'm really upset. I had to pivot when I accidentally wrote Wally. And
Well,
yet
I haven't
Eleanor so
accidentally written anything.
flagrantly rips off this beloved character.
You know what
I
I'm
don't know
talking
what
about?
I don't know what you're talking about.
2000s babies movies where the babies talk.
Emerson can't talk. He's a baby.
What if he was baby Einstein, Eleanor?
What if he was super babies, huh?
Well, that would make sense for why he was missing from the stroller in the scene where they're playing frisbee in the background.
Exactly.
I feel like I've lost the plot here.
Anyway, so while there's a big climactic scene where Neil and his brother-in-law are escaping from the basement. I don't know how he got in there, but he's there, and actually it's Marsha who saves the day because she hears Neil, because she would recognize the crying from the start of the movie. She's like, I know
She
that,
would
I know that.
recognize him crying
those
anywhere.
That's Neil. And they rescue, and then they break out, and they manage to stop the wedding before Violet is married to the big bald Polish man. And that's my sequel.
That's really crazy. I didn't even think that guy was actually Polish.
Well, that's what the big twist of the second movie is. We all thought
Is
that
that
he
he-
was fake in the first movie, but no, Violet was never lying.
Violet was never lying. They were just friends, and now they're not friends anymore.
Yeah, I gotta say,
Oh, you're gonna shit all over my theories again.
I was just gonna say that I admire your creativity, Eleanor.
I'm sure you were. I'm sure you were.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was another episode of Sequel Seekers, where we just write another story with these characters in that story.
Isn't that just what making art is?
Throw up the Jim Jarmusch quote. Where he talks about stealing.
Isn't that isn't that Dali
Sequel
or
Seeker.
Picasso?
No, it's Jim Jarmusch.
Okay.
I don't remember what the segment outro sounded like.
That was it. You got it.
Yeah, I think it changes weekly.
I don't think we have any time to breathe because it's actually time for another segment that Eleanor has to sing a song for.
Everybody!
Yeah, I think you started. Yeah.
Everybody!
Yeah. You're clipping your mic,
Quote
man.
that movie!
Yeah.
Quote that movie, right?
It's time for everybody's favorite section of the podcast where we tell you our favorite quote of the week.
Quoting time. All right.
Grace,
Me?
please start us off.
Yeah. My quote of the week, short and shrimple, magicians. We go nuts for magicians.
Gotta
Clean
clean
the
the
gunk
wax out of your ears.
It's a good one.
Eleanor,
I like it.
Eleanor, what's your quote of the week?
You're Polish?
You're Polish?
You're Polish?
Summer.
Yes.
What is your who watches the detectives quote of the week?
That's horrible.
It's a good one. That's horrible. It's from Buddy, I believe.
I can't tell who's saying it.
I'm pretty sure it's Buddy.
I'll say Buddy. My vote's on Buddy.
That's horrible.
He's been on my eye ever since I saw him throwing all that popcorn. I'm pretty sure if you
That
check back the footage, he's
bastard.
the one who says it.
Another beautiful segment come to a close.
Another segment closed and another podcast about to come to the end.
I believe so.
I think so.
If only we hadn't some questions that we had answered along the way.
I don't think we learned anything.
But we don't.
I haven't learned anything. You haven't learned anything.
If only we could learn
Oh, wait.
something.
Eleanor, I know.
You know?
Yeah.
What do you know?
I know who watches Watching the Detectives.
Oh my god, who?
I'm gonna be really pissed if it's us.
Us.
Fuck!
Us? But who's us?
Why, you're Eleanor.
But then that must mean that you're Summer.
Yeah,
Holy
and
shit.
that must make you Grace.
What?
Grace!
Huh? I am?
But if I'm Eleanor, and you're Summer, and you're Grace, then who's playing us out?
Play us out, Killian. Da da ba ba ba.
I'm in hell.
But we're together in hell, and that's what
This is
really
true.
matters.
This is true.
Now, this is very special to me because in the early 2000s, I was in America and I wasn't really happy with the sort of work I was doing, and I wasn't really happy with my approach to acting, and everyone was like, "Man, you gotta watch Cassavetes," and like it was kind of embarrassing that I hadn't watched it by then. So I went out and I bought this collection.